Okay, hello people. We are back in Super Metroid. So this will be my second video on it. So just to recap, last episode we got the Varia suit or whatever, and that lets me come into Norfair, one of the deeper places in the planet. And in Norfair, most of the rooms are too hot to stand in, or else you start taking a ton of damage. But now with my Varia suit, I won't be taking that damage, and I can actually come in here without dying. So we're gonna go progress through the game. Whew, that was a close one. Right here, I just did some wall jumping and got to this zone, which I would usually get way later on, but I just tried it out to see if it would work, and I got the wave beam. And so the wave beam, it lets you shoot through walls, making it so that you can shoot one-way doors to actually go the wrong direction. I can actually go through this door, and this will lead to a new power-up. If you shoot up at these guys, you can see that it opens a little passage. And if I go through there, it'll, and go through this door, I'll get to the next good power-up. So right here, we got the speed booster. So if I do dashing, and I'm dashing for a certain amount of time, I'll go really fast. And also what's cool is when I'm going really fast, I can actually squat. And if I squat, I can save that energy and convert it into power to kill enemies and blow up stuff. And so I'll be using that later on in the game, but not for a while. So there, if I pull down, you can see I charged up the energy, and then I can use that to thrust in certain directions and basically fly. Now with the speed booster, I can come into this room, and these gates close too fast for you to normally dash through, but now with my speed booster, you can just about fly through and go through here. So right here, we're gonna be coming up on my next really good power-up, or it's very essential to beating the game. It's called the Ice Beam, and it basically freezes enemies in place so that you can do stuff like walk on them. And that'll help us get out of Norfair. Because if you remember last episode, I got stuck down a hole and couldn't, and it would be really hard to get back up. But now with the Ice Beam, I can freeze those enemies and jump onto them. So like right here, I can freeze these guys. I can freeze them and step on them as platforms. Oh no. And use them to get back up to my next place I need to be. So coming into here, we can get our next power-up, and it is the power bomb. So it's like the bomb, you have to lay it in your morph ball, but instead of just hitting that one location, it does this. And it will explode any blocks that need to be exploded with the power bomb. Yeah, in this game, generally, you don't need the maximum. So there's like, I believe you can get, I think, a maximum of 50 power bombs. It's either 50 or like 150 or something. You really only need like 15 in the game. unlike missiles, you want a lot of missiles for boss fights, but really you don't need all of the power bombs. Yeah, so power bombs, they also open yellow doors. So you may have been seeing the yellow doors, and that's just another thing that they're used for. So like right here, if I use this power bomb, I can open that yellow door. But we won't go through this yellow door till we have our next item that we're gonna go get. Because behind that yellow door is a whole thing using that power up. So now coming back into this room where we got the ice beam, you can see right here, there's this symbol, which is the same as the power bomb. So if I lay a power bomb down, I can actually get through here and go to the next location in Norfair. So we're about to fight our next boss. This guy isn't a main boss, but he's one of the mini bosses. And his name is Crocomire. So say hi, he also waves to us just like Kraid. So basically, the more hits he gets on us, he'll start to walk forward. And the more hits we get on him, the more he'll start to walk backwards. And so we want him to walk backwards, because we want to win. That's kind of the point, but... And right now I'm not doing very good. Okay, there we go. If you kind of get a good rhythm, you can kind of shoot before he opens his mouth, or like right as he's opening his mouth. Stop! So now that I ran out of missiles, I have to use my charge beam against him, which is annoying because when he shoots his things, it'll block my beam, which then doesn't let me win. Okay, there, got another hit on him. 1 or 2 more hits will do it. So you can actually kill him with your beams. What happens is, as you keep making him step backwards, he'll go into that, and he'll break the platform, and he falls all the way down and starts melting. It's kind of a gory, like, creepy scene, but yeah. So below me in this, you think this liquid is lava. It's actually, I like to call it syrup because it's not lava, and you'll see later why. But yeah, so if you follow the bubbles, you can actually, so this is where if he pushed us here, we would die. And now we gotta fight him again. Never mind. So yeah, there. So now it just kind of shows his skull. So right here, if I blow these blocks up, it'll give me some running room where I can run and leap and land. And so if I go through this door, it'll lead to our next good power-up, and that is the grappling beam. So the grappling beam is pretty cool. It's this like lightning beam, and when you use it, you can hook onto these blocks, which you might have seen these blocks around. So anytime I maybe bypassed an area and you saw these blocks, you're usually supposed to use the grappling beam, but then I just kind of skip that. But we do need the grappling beam because there's some stuff that I can't do without it, so we still had to get it. You guys want to see a cool? If you put a power bomb in this tank, boom, turns into, or then you can get through and go like woo, and like go slow in the water. So now I'm gonna go into this room, And usually I don't come into this room now when I do playthroughs because the item that you get isn't needed, but because it's probably your first time seeing this game, and maybe if you're using this to help you play the game, you'll want to know how to get to the item. So you just grapple along the whole ceiling, and then once you get here, you can use 5 missiles or 1 super missile, blow up the door, come through here, do a bomb, lift the platform, come in here, and boom. So this is the X-ray scope. So the X-ray scope allows you to see any secrets in a room, basically. If you select it and then use the dash button, you can see what's there and what's not there. So like this type of block right here, that's a block where it can only be destroyed if you're standing on it. When there's nothing there after you X-ray scope it, it means that you can go through it. This kind of block means you can blow it up with bombs. Just like right there. And then come through over here. Use the little platform, come through. So obviously you don't know that you can go through there until you see it. So that's what the X-ray scope does. So like this whole time you might be like, well, how did I know that was there? It's because the X-ray scope, I've used it in previous runs of the game, or like in my first 2 or 3 times I played the game. And also there's a map online that tells you where all the items are. I also used that when I tried to get 100% of the items, which I'm not going to do for this series because that takes too long and it's not really needed. It just gives you a little thing once you beat the game saying like, good job, you did good, you got 100%. But other than that, it's pretty lame. Okay, so now we're entering the wreck ship. So at first, the wreck ship is completely empty and there's no power. Like right here, if I come into this room, there's a save station. So usually if I come in this tube, I can save. But in the wreck ship, you can't. There's also this skull ghost thing that will pop up wherever you are, occasionally. There's locked doors, and basically it seems like you can't really do much. There's even a way to get to the map, and the map won't actually work. So to actually power up the whole place, I have to beat the next main boss, and so he's actually hiding behind this door. Break the eyeball, and we're going into the next fight. So this boss's name is Fantoon, and so originally I thought he was one of the most difficult bosses because I was using super missiles, but if you don't use super missiles, the boss fight is really easy. So if you use super missiles, he'll do this attack that's like really hard to dodge, and but if you use normal missiles, he won't go all sicko mode on you, and will be a bit nicer. So right here, this is when I'm able to actually hit him. So you can hit him with a good amount of missiles, but you're only able to hit him with 1 super missile. And if you do that 1 super missile, he goes into that crazy attack. So if you are playing this game, just know that don't fight Fantoon with super missiles, because then he goes pretty crazy. Thank goodness he like lays fire, because then you can just take it and use it for health. So then I'd be pretty dead by now. And there we go. So now he died. And what's something funny you can do is you can actually use the X-ray scope. And so he wibble wobbles and when he dies, and you can actually pause him actually end up disappearing. So he'll just wibble forever if you do that. So then he'll get even more stretched out. And then if you use the X-ray scope, he'll just keep on doing it. It's really funny. But yeah. And so there goes Fantoon. Goodbye. So now you can see like the whole place already lit up because Fantoon died. So next episode I'll be exploring a bit more of the wreck ship, and you'll meet some of the enemies that weren't here before, like this Adam guy, these robots that shoot stuff at you. But right now, since we beat Fantoon, I think it's a nice place to stop. So thanks for watching till the end. Like if you liked the video, and if you're not already subscribed, subscribe, because I only have like 22 subscribers, which is, I know it's incredible, but I would appreciate more.